Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, we're talking caffeine in skincare. Now, caffeine is finding its way into a lot of our skincare products. It's one of the most popular and talked about skincare ingredients of the moment. You'll see it in eye creams, face moisturizers, and even in body treatments. However, caffeine doesn't come without its side effects. There are some fantastic benefits to using this ingredient, but some things that you do need to be aware of, and that's kind of what I want to cover in today's video. Talking about the pros, the cons, so that you can make the right decision when it comes to your own skincare routine. I want you to sit back, relax, and talk all things caffeine in skincare. Now, the reason I wanted to film this video is who hasn't out there tried this product? The Ordinary Caffeine Solution 5% plus EGCG. Ridiculously long name, but one of the most popular serums in the skincare world at the moment. I've been reaching for this for years and years and years, but around 6 months ago, I decided to take a little bit of a pause and a break from it. And honestly, I think my skin's better from excluding it from my skincare routine. That's not going to be the same for everyone, and it doesn't mean I've given up on caffeine as an ingredient completely. And that's really what I want to share in today's video. I would love to know your thoughts, feelings, and opinions when it comes to caffeine, so sound off in the comments section below. Have you had some really wonderful results and you couldn't be without it? Or have you seen the similar side effects I'm going to cover off in today's video? Just promise me that whilst you're down there, you'll also give this video a big thumbs up and a like. I want to get this message out there, and a great way of helping me to achieve that is by gently caressing that like button, because it'll encourage YouTube to push it out to a wider base on its platform. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. Now, with all that usual waffle out of the way, shall we cut it and just get straight into today's video? Now, caffeine. Let's start with the positives and the benefits that you can get from including this ingredient in your skincare routine. Well, I think a lot of us will reach for a caffeinated beverage on a morning to just get ourselves going, energize our bodies, whether it's a tea, a coffee, something super bougie like a matcha latte, which honestly I could definitely go for right now. Whatever your preference, it gives us that light, energy fix on a morning. And this caffeine in skincare can deliver very similar things for the skin. Now, of course, ingesting something is very different to applying it topically on the skin, and you need to be aware of that. But caffeine, if used in an eye serum or in a moisturizer or a body treatment, can help speed up lymphatic drainage. So if on a morning, like me, you wake up and the eye area just seems a little bit puffy, you're retaining a little bit more water than ideally you'd want to, caffeine can be a great way of speeding that up and just helping to smooth everything out and de-puff the skin. You don't just have to use it under the eye area. Some of us will see puffiness in like the jawline. Again, using caffeine in that area can really just help tackle that. I know that puffiness and inflammation can be led by dietary things. If you have too much salt the night before, maybe you've overconsumed alcohol. These things can all lead to puffiness and inflammation in the skin caused by excess water retention. It's just something as well that we all tend to see more of as we age. Our lymphatic drainage system does slow down as our age profile increases, so including a caffeine-based product in our skincare routine can be a great way to offset that. Caffeine is also a fantastic antioxidant. I know that I'm like the #1 fangirl for antioxidants, and I bang on about them all the time here on the channel. If you kind of want to know why I think they're so important in an anti-aging skincare routine, leave a link to my video I did on them up there. Definitely one to check out. I think the more antioxidants we have, the better, because they prevent against oxidative stresses caused by free radicals. These free radicals, such as particulate matter, blue light, UV light, pollution, they hit our skin, they stress it out. It can help break down collagen, which is really bad if you're trying to boost the firmness and elasticity in the skin, and also it can cause cellular damage. We really want to protect our skin using a broad spectrum sunscreen, but also some antioxidants to boot, and caffeine is one of the most powerful ones out there. It's one of the reasons, in truth, why I reached for the Ordinary Caffeine Solution in the first place, because you've got caffeine alongside the EGCG, which is another powerful antioxidant, so you're kind of getting a double whammy. Finally, caffeine can be great for tackling discolorations and dark circles under the eye. That's because it speeds up the rate of blood flow, so just eliminates some of that purpley hue that I think we can all experience at some point. It's a real quick fix for that under eye area, but honestly, like all of the benefits I've just talked about, they don't really last more than a 24-hour period after you've applied that caffeine treatment. Caffeine is very much that instant win, that quick fix, and you need to use it alongside other beneficial ingredients in the long term to really just make sure you've got a complete skincare routine. I'm all about the quick wins, but I'm also about those investing now for those long-term benefits, and that's not something you really get with caffeine. So always bear that in mind and really set your expectations with this ingredient. Having used the Ordinary Caffeine Solution 5% for the past 3 years, I definitely noticed some side effects, and I think we all get hooked on the benefits of caffeine in skincare and often forget about the side effects, which is what I want to talk about now. First and foremost, let's call out redness. Now, anyone that has redness-prone skin and rosacea-prone skin should really use caffeine with a bit of caution. That's because it speeds up the rate of that blood flow, which can give a very temporary increase to the redness that we see in our skin. This for me dissipated after about a minute to 2 minutes, so honestly it didn't bother me that much. But I have heard of people that have applied a topical caffeine treatment and seen that increase in redness for like 20 or 30 minutes. That is quite problematic, especially if you just want to be getting on with your day. You definitely do need to bear that in mind. Like the benefits of caffeine, a lot of these side effects are temporary too, so it's nothing to worry about too much, but you need to be aware of them so you can make the right calls for your own skincare routine. If you'd reach for the Ordinary Caffeine Solution 5%, this is a relatively high concentration of caffeine, so if you are prone to redness or rosacea, maybe take it down a notch, go for something that has a lower concentration. You can still see some of the great benefits, but I think you'll see fewer of the side effects that I'm talking about now. Secondly, the dryness. Oh, the dryness. This is the number one reason why I stopped reaching for the Ordinary Caffeine Solution. It was great in terms of the benefits I got, but I just found my under eye was so crepey and dry if I used it on a consistent basis. I used to have to use it for like 3 days, then take a 2-day pause, then continue. And really what that was telling me is this just wasn't the right product for my skin type. I have super oily and acne prone skin, but even for me, it drove me out. And I know a lot of people out there that do say caffeine can be one of the most drying ingredients on the market. It all depends what it's formulated with, which is why I would usually recommend if you have a dryness prone skin type and you want to include caffeine in your routine, make sure it's formulated within a very hydrating product, a moisturizer, an eye cream, something that's going to be adding back hydration to the skin alongside that caffeine, rather than something like this that's just a standalone serum. I found actually this is the number one reason why I moved away from it, and I'm still getting my caffeine fix in my skincare, but through some other products I'm going to come on to later in the video. Always be mindful of that dryness, because dry skin always looks dehydrated, it can look a bit more lackluster, it can exacerbate fine lines and wrinkles, which are often the things that we're looking to caffeine to reverse, so just be aware of that double-edged sword that you can get when including this ingredient. Finally, let's talk about irritation. So, no ingredient out there is free from a risk of irritation, which is why I always say patch test 24 hours before you introduce any new product or ingredient to your skincare routine. The same goes for caffeine, but different ingredients will have different sensitivity profiles, and some can trigger sensitivity in a higher number of people than others. Caffeine, whilst well tolerated by a lot of people, does have some problems with increases in sensitivity amongst a small subset of users. You definitely need to bear that in mind. It's definitely something that I think I found. It's hard to tell whether it was the dryness to the under eye area that was causing the irritation or the caffeine. It's kind of, I think it might have been a combination of both, but I definitely noticed if I used this product consistently over a long period of time, my under eye area was not only dryness prone, but also quite sensitive, quite itchy and irritated, particularly around like where you see those crow's feet. That's never a good thing. A lot of people will use caffeine all over the face, which again is a fantastic benefit for, minimizing puffiness and water retention, but you need to be mindful because that irritation then could spread to all the areas that you're using it on. Patch test thoroughly, but I'd say always keep in the back of your mind that a patch test will only show you one application. Sometimes that sensitivity can be cumulative, so make sure after you've used your caffeine treatment for like 3 or 4 days, take a check, listen to what your skin's saying. Is it more dry? Is it more irritated? What's your skin telling you? Then adjust the dose and your product accordingly. Maybe take a little break and then reintroduce it. That's something that I definitely had to keep doing with this product, and I just ultimately found some better alternatives. So ultimately, do I think there's a place for caffeine in skincare? Absolutely, I do. We always have to be mindful. We sometimes get fixated on the benefits, and caffeine has many, many benefits. But we also have to weigh those up against any potential side effects. This is why I think content like this is super, super important, because the best decisions we make for our skin are informed ones. And you always have to look at the benefits versus the side effects and work out whether that product or ingredient is right for your individual skin type. For me, I found that the benefits of caffeine far outweighed the side effects, especially now that I've really honed in on the products that work for me. So I've been able to offset some of the dryness that I was seeing with the Ordinary Caffeine Eye Serum, and now I've been able to get the great benefits with less redness, irritation and dryness, which has to be a good thing. Like everything in skincare, you need to match the caffeine product you're reaching for to your individual skin's needs, your budget and the outcomes that you want to get. I've seen some fantastic results for reducing puffiness and inflammation from caffeine, and of course never forget you don't just have to use it under the eye, you can use it across the face anywhere where you do have that water retention. I also get an instant fix, a brightness, and that really matters to me. I know a lot of the products that we reach for deliver in the long term, and that's fantastic. Skincare, definitely a marathon, not a sprint, but I think we're all engineered to want those quick wins. And so the instant satisfaction that you get from reaching for a caffeine serum is just so uplifting and gives you that instant confidence boost, which I absolutely love, which is one of the reasons sometimes I keep gravitating towards the ingredient. The key thing that made a difference for me, like I said, was switching up the products that contain caffeine. I ditched the Ordinary Eye Serum and reached for this, which is the CN-Q10 Intense Eye Serum. So good. It's got caffeine in a lower concentration to the Ordinary. It's also formulated alongside shea butter and some other fantastic antioxidants and humectants, which really hydrate the eye area rather than just delivering that fast hit of caffeine, which then triggered some dryness and irritation. This has become a holy grail for me, and if you want to know the reasons why, I'll leave a link to a shorts video I did up there documenting why this should be in everyone's skincare routine. The same goes for the face. If you want a caffeine treatment to tackle puffiness inflammation around the jawline, reach for one that's contained within a moisturizer. Rather than going for a standalone caffeine, get something that's also formulated alongside some other beautiful botanicals to calm and soothe. Look for panthenol, look for allantonin, things that are going to calm and soothe the skin, and shea butter and other humectants to hydrate you. That way you get all the benefits of the caffeine, but you can offset any of the risk of those side effects for like a win-win-win, ding-ding-ding product. Hopefully in this video I've been able to share my own experiences with caffeine and give you a little bit of a hint of the benefits and some of the potential side effects that you can get. I'd love to know which caffeine-based products you reach for and recommend, because that'll really shape some of the products I try in the future. So thank you for always sharing your recommendations, and wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye.